And the goal is to bring you your next favorite band.
Sweet, that intro is my new favorite band. That's phenomenal. I'm so excited to be on.
Yeah. I heard a rumor that you might be able to play that song live today.
You heard correctly. Yes.
Excellent. So,
good enough for rapping.
I don't know when I rock out here on your next favorite band and show.
and listen, it's going to be everybody's favorite band.
Phil, you weren't supposed to make me get all... God almighty,
But this
Phil.
is why we do it.
Like, seriously. I gotta gather myself. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Welcome to your next favorite band. That's both the show title and our promise to you. We here at Stereophilia Studio are tireless in our pursuit of finding incredible, genre-defiant artists who are either a hot, up-and-coming band or a group that has been delivering for years but have flown under the radar.
Tonight we have the distinctive sound where scars become anthems, heartbreak becomes punchlines, and growing up in Daytona becomes the stuff of unforgettable songs.
Each month, we will bring you live streams, audio podcasts, and perhaps even a live concert where you can listen to the stories and hear the music of artists personally curated by us based on what we feel will be worthy of your time. Be sure to subscribe and tune in to each episode because the possibilities are endless and you never know who will be
Your next favorite band.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I am your host, Philip Reese, and you are listening to your next favorite band. We've got yet another great one for you tonight. Tonight, we are going to spend some time with Nep, a fantastic artist that born, raised Florida, which you're going to hear quite the narrative on that across many of the tracks, but now out of LA and really making something. Incredible catalog of music, brand new released full length. We're going to get into all of that and some good tracks from earlier on in the offerings, but we'll get into a great dialogue there, and I think you're going to definitely love the music. But before we get into that, kind of wanted to share. There's a couple days left of this. I think it's at least till tomorrow, Thursday the 30th, but it might be till Friday. Anyway, you still have a chance to get this down. As people know, WXPN, the local radio station here in Philadelphia, which does an amazing job of bringing music discovery, a lot of things what our show is about, very much inspired by what that station is about as well. Also kind of tries to be about local, but then also about what's awesome and up and coming and under the radar. So does great things year round. But around now is where they release a very fun exercise that allows us to kind of all play along as listeners of the station, where they will release their 885 greatest songs of a given category. And this year they said they want to collect everyone's top 10 cover songs. So I just thought it was kind of a fun exercise where what makes the best cover songs. And I just thought it was cool. I'm going to bring up here their site so you can kind of check it out. They always do this very cool stuff with by kind of aggregating, I would have to think, thousands of entries of these things. And they've done some very cool categories in the past. And then early in December is when they release the 885 songs. I think it's at least a week's worth of programming. But they start to do them. And basically, if you see down here, you can vote for artist 1, song 1. That would get 10 points from your submission. And everyone can only submit once. And then your second choice will get 9, 8, 7, 6 down the list. And then they just give that points. They kind of just tally it all up and play the list. I'm actually going to ask Nep what they think maybe their favorite cover song of all time is. But anyway, there's the kind of, not rules, that would be too strong a term, but guidance here on what defines a cover song to make sure you're submitting things that actually fit what they're hoping that it generates. And then there's even some examples here from the other people who are on the station, the different DJs and the people who work there. So it's just kind of fun to play around with these and compare. And on that note, 3 years running, I've kind of come on here with a live stream with two of my other podcasting pals. Dan Drago of 25 O'Clock Pod, and Nate Runkle of Yo, That's My John. Pretty much it'll either be the Tuesday or the Wednesday when that list is coming out. It's usually like December 10th, 11th, 12th, somewhere in there. Basically what happens is we talk about our top 10s. We start talking about what's been on the list so far. And maybe some guesses as to what would be in the actual top 10, because often what we're thinking is our favorites, we are pretty much acknowledging that they won't be. This is an interesting one because I don't think this is necessarily where you're going to have a bunch of deep cuts, because I think part of this is knowing the cover and then knowing the original. Like, I think that's kind of part of the fun, is going to be where there's going to be there are obviously some ones that jump right off the page, but then sometimes you think about it, and actually there's some where you're like, whoa, wait, that's a cover song? I didn't even know that. I only ever knew it as this person's track. So sometimes it'll be an interesting discovery of what that original actually sounded like that made this other person inspired to cover it, and then it became kind of like the seminal version of it. But anyway, some fun stuff there. Even if you're not able to kind of contribute your personal top 10, or it's something that you just kind of want to bathe in the list when it comes around, encourage you to kind of save the date for our episode there in early December, where me, Dan, and Nate, and then we try and bring on a cast of guests here and there to kind of share their thoughts, either connected to the station or connected to some of the songs that we're talking about or whatever. But anyway, enough on that. Let's get to, before we get to our guests, let's listen to our sponsor, BetterHelp. Hey, music lovers. Before we dive into today's episode, I want to tell you about our sponsor, BetterHelp. More and more mental health topics of depression, anxiety, addiction, and more are coming up in our interviews with artists and musicians who are brave enough to share them and the music that came out of the journey. Those songs may even help us feel a little bit less alone as we work through the same struggles, but at the end of the day, we need more than just a great song. We need therapy, and that's where BetterHelp can assist. BetterHelp connects you with a therapist who can help you find your path. Instead of being stuck in the endless loop of questioning yourself, you can talk through questions, concerns, with someone who's trained to help you find real answers. As you know, our Listen to the Dissonance shows help to create a safe space for vulnerable conversations, but not everywhere can feel that way. Since BetterHelp is accessed via their app, you can explore your options and conduct your sessions in the comfort of your own home or wherever you feel is best for you. After you download the app, you'll get started by filling out a questionnaire and get matched with a therapist in as little as a couple of days. And if that's not feeling right, you can easily switch to a different therapist at any time at no extra cost. They carefully make sure the therapists on the platform are well qualified, and their customer support team is there to help you with any questions. With over 7,000 reviews and a 4.5 rating on Trustpilot, BetterHelp is a platform that you can trust. We at Your Next Favorite Band believe in breaking the stigma around mental health, and going to therapy is a sign of strength, not weakness. And with BetterHelp, it's easier than ever to take that first step towards feeling better. Click the link here or go to betterhelp.com/nextfaveband and you'll get 10% off your first month of therapy. That's betterhelp.com/nextfaveband. It's okay to ask for help. Contact BetterHelp today. So I came across Nep's music a couple weeks back, and it just immediately is that type of music that just absolutely grabs a hold of your ears, and you want to keep listening to it. And then the other thing that I love about something that earwormy, that catchy, is when you can do it track after track. And so that's something you're going to hear tonight, a bunch of different songs, and I think they're all going to grab a hold. Kicking things off here, let's take a listen to the song All Around Beauty by Nep.
I am. There's a cutie.
Yeah,
Do
I've
it.
been through once.
She is smiling, she is making out with Maisie in the backyard on the ground. Harps are playing, she's forgetting how a sick gut-wrenching thought was just so loud. Someday, somewhere, she'll be doing just fine. Grass in her hair, all around beauty, covered in tumbleweeds. Alright, crying soft and kissing boys goodnight. Totally lovely girl, beautiful.
story of Nep begins in Daytona, Florida, a place of endless motorcycle rallies, sticky summers, and the kind of small-town culture she always knew she'd leave behind. Growing up surrounded by Bike Week and Biketoberfest, she felt both shaped and alienated by the noise of her hometown. Beaches are fucked, Daytona sucks, she sings on Biketoberfest, mocking and mourning the place that raised her. It's that push and pull, and the desire to escape, and the desire to the need to memorialize that fuels her debut album, Noelle, written during her senior year at the University of Miami's Frost School of Music. Bring it back up, and we'll bring her on the show.
All around beauty, covered in tumbleweeds, alright. Crying soft and kissing boys goodnight. Totally lovely girl, beautiful ocean pearl smile.
I love when the artists bebop for their music. Welcome to the show, Nep.
Hi! I'm having so much fun. I haven't watched this video in a while.
I love it. I love it. I love the video. It has this obviously like well-produced yet DIY feel to it.
Thank you.
It's so great. The song is awesome. This is definitely one of my favorites. I have saved my absolute favorite for the end, like I usually do. But this song kicks ass. And yeah, thanks for coming on the show, and congratulations on releasing all this brand new music.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it's crazy. I've never released like a album before that's cohesive and has videos and all of that. It's the best feeling ever. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. Like, you do have singles that came out, and you do have an EP with 12 tracks on it.
Yes.
Which I did hear you talk about, though, because there was a part of me that was going to ask about that. But then the point was, and I found this to be a very mature approach, was like, you didn't want to give up my first full-length album phrasing to something that wasn't, like you just mentioned, a cohesive. It was songs you wrote that you feel good about, but they weren't like sequenced. This was though written as each song on its own, yet also part of a larger story, if you will.
Yes, totally. Yeah, Storybook it's funny because everybody's like, they call it the album, and I'm like, it's not an album, guys. I didn't write it to be. I think if you want something to be an album, it's got to be written to like with the intention of it being an album. Because those songs to me are just songs that I wrote across like 3 or 4 years, and I just put them all together, and it was super fun. But that's what an EP is for. So I was like, I need to save this debut title for when I'm actually thinking of something as like it's
more that would be the book equivalent of like a collection of short stories, whereas this is an actual book.
Oh, that's really good. I like that way of looking at it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's such great stuff. And then like there is this through line of also where you're from. I mean, it was kind of there in the bio. It's definitely, I mean, like we'll play a song called Daytona, and you're gonna perform something called Florida Girl. This element of that being in your foundation is something that's obviously very important to you. And that's very cool. So like anything you would want to share about that, the whole Florida-ness of it.
Yeah, it's really interesting because I mean, when I first showed my family the album, like it was this joke in my family, like, wow, you really are getting on Daytona. Like, wow, you really hate Daytona. I was just getting messages from my friends online today, like, wow, you don't like Daytona. And it's kind of this weird thing, because I think if you listen to the album, obviously I'm hating on where I'm from a lot. But then at the end of the album, I think I kind of started realizing, like, maybe I kind of like how this has shaped me. Like, maybe I kind of, you know, I went to school in Florida, but I went to a school where not a lot of people were from Florida. So when people are like, where are you from? And you're like, well, I'm from Central Florida. They're like, that's so cool. Like, did you ever do this? Did you ever do this? And I'm like, maybe it is a little cool. Like, I don't know. And ever since moving, I'm like really like, yeah, I'm from Florida. Yeah, I am. I can flex that. Like, I don't know. It's a very love-hate kind of thing that I think a lot of Floridian like alt kids feel, or like anybody that's just kind of searching for what they should do, where they want to go. Like, totally.
Right. But I think too, there is this kind of universal, I hate where I'm from, you know, angst of teen years and 20s or whatever. And then a lot of people do go away and go, wait, I kind of didn't have it so bad. And they either move back or they write about it. But I think it's a natural thing for an angsty teenager to write songs about where I'm from sucks kind of thing.
Yeah, when I was 17, it was like the worst thing in the world in my brain for there to be bikes everywhere and for me to be like, oh, it was so loud and everybody's staring at me and everybody hates me. And then I would bring my friends home from college because it was so close we could just visit.
Sure.
And I'd be like, and look at the beautiful beach and look at this lighthouse I grew
Right.
up next to. Like I started to become proud of it, which was
Yeah.
very
Well, I
interesting.
think there is, and you touch on this in the song, but I got to think there is some real painful reality to, there is misogyny to it as well, where it's like, this isn't for girls and all this other stuff, where it becomes this exclusive-y thing where it's just like, that's not nice and not fun. And there's got to be more to that as well that just makes it very difficult.
Yeah, I definitely think, I mean, yeah, especially at college, I kind of just felt like this crazy person. Like, I know being from Florida, like, you get the rep sometimes that, like,
Right.
you're a little crazy, we're a little loud. Like,
Well,
yes,
there's
I'm
the
definitely,
entire Florida
yeah,
man,
exactly, yeah.
thing,
Like, Florida
memes
man
that go everywhere. Yeah.
Wrestles gator, Florida
Yeah.
man does this. Like, there's so many videos from my hometown where the rallies, the motorcycle rallies take place, of like, there's this drawbridge and it like opens and closes and people will just go over it as it's opening. And there's like videos of people jumping it with their minivans. And it's like, okay, I'm not that crazy. But when I was at college, I kind of realized like, oh, maybe I am pretty loud. Like maybe I am a little crazy. Maybe I do make mistakes more than some people. And like, that's okay. Like
Absolutely.
I should be allowed to do that too, you know?
100%. No, I think that's part of the, like, again, universalness of it. Like, that's why I think probably the music is so well received, because even though you're seeing it and sharing it through the lens of Florida, everyone else I bet you that same feeling is in the minds and hearts of people from everywhere across the world. Like,
totally.
and they
Yeah.
just,
I would hope so.
they're
Yeah.
vibing with you on it. And so I think that,
Thank you.
yeah, I think that's why it's there. Now, obviously they don't have Biketoberfest, but there's probably something else that they can, again, relate to with that feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. What's really interesting is I really liked English when I was in high school, and my lit teacher, my AP lit teacher, he said something that was like, "Hi, Mr. Palmer, if you're watching."
Shout out to Mr. Palmer.
Shout out to Palmer. Yeah. I was really shy, and I didn't ever like talk in high school, and I was just really like, but I somehow absorbed all of this stuff from all my classes. He said, writing about something really specific is the best way to reach like as many people as you can, rather than like writing about something super general. Less people are going to connect with it, which I always thought was really interesting. Because he was talking about writing stories.
Yeah.
But then it always really worked in my songwriting. I would say most of my songs are really specific, and maybe I don't even relate to them sometimes, but I have so much fun like writing these things that are like, what could they, like with Milktown, it was like, oh, Milktown's a real place in my life and stuff, but it was so fun making a specific story and just seeing what people had to say about it. And like, I don't know, I really like being really specific and seeing everybody be like, this is kind of like me. This is kind of like
Absolutely.
me.
Well, even let's talk about this universal, that All Around Beauty song is about a breakup, right? And then seeing your ex at the party.
Yes.
Yeah. So again, very universal, shitty feeling.
Yeah.
You know,
and
so
just crying it up.
So yeah, again, I think there's these very relatable things. But the other thing that I love is too, when you write about something that's perhaps, you know, it's either sad or melancholy or whatever, but a very upbeat sound. I just love that. It's so cool.
It's my favorite way of coping with it, I feel like. It's like, I'm so sad. Yay. It makes me happy.
Yes, absolutely. And again, you're kind of almost in that fake it till you make it, like, I'm going to be happy. So let's just pretend until I actually feel that way.
Totally. That's totally the vibe of the end of the album, I feel like. And I think it starts with All Around Beauty. It's just like, well, we're going to get there somehow. So
cool. Yeah. So one thing we like to do on the show is roll it all the way back. So like, tell me about, because I think you came to music later on, but like, what were some of those early, there had to be moments either in childhood or youth where you just kind of were feeling the pull, or where did the kind of like music actually hit?
It's really, yeah. My dad is a musician, it's just like as a hobby. But I was always really into, like, he would work out in our house and he'd be playing like the Beatles, and I didn't even know who the Beatles were back then, but he would like,
which doesn't sound like workout music, but
no, I know he's a very alty guy. But it was really fun because I mean, he knew how to record and stuff. Like, he was in bands when he was younger, so he would record me. So there's like these recordings of me singing, I mean, really good music, like all the classics, I feel like, because I remember he sat me down one time and he's like, can you record this song? And he handed me Dreams by Fleetwood Mac.
Fun.
And I was like, no. I was like, I don't want to learn this. I don't want to learn this song. Who are these people? I was really like moody child.
Sure.
But eventually, like, he got me to record it. And now we have that recording forever. And I feel like so interesting because I remember I really liked it, but I've never liked being told what to do. So like all throughout my life, even when I started, I took piano lessons, but then I eventually like in school, and then I eventually dropped piano as an elective because the teacher told me what to do too much. And I took art lessons, and then I stopped doing that because I didn't like them telling me what to do.
Right.
So it really stuck once I started playing guitar, I think, because I've never taken a guitar lesson. I just taught myself.
Mhm.
And it was like, okay, it's my fault if this doesn't work out. Like, I am the one that's pushing myself to do all of this stuff. So guitar was definitely, that was when I was about 13. So I definitely like pushed myself towards music then.
Sure. And then was that because of listening to these very guitar-driven songs like the Beatles, or was there something else that drew you to it?
I feel like it was definitely part of that. My dad's main instrument is guitar, so I always wanted to be a little bit like him.
Even though you would never tell him that.
Yeah, no, I would tell him it now. 6-year-old me
Right,
would
but back then,
never.
never.
But yeah, and then partly that, and I was a very big like YouTube watcher when I was a kid. So I'd come home and I'd watch YouTube, and I found Cave Town on YouTube, and they were like a huge part of why I started music, because I started playing ukulele because I loved 21 Pilots, who I actually just saw twice this weekend. But it's so much fun because I played ukulele, and then I was like, okay, I think I'm getting like, I'm holding myself back. Like I should learn how to play guitar. So I bought my first guitar based off of, I was like, Dad, can you help me buy guitar? And I would just learn all of the songs that Cave Town would cover. My whole recording setup was what Cave Town had. Like I was really obsessed. So I kind of modeled like everything I was doing off of them at the start of my music making career, I guess.
That's cool. And then where did it go from there? Like, did you, the other thing I guess I read about was you were more introverted in the, middle school, high school years. It was really college where that unlocked. But obviously now you're learning to become a musician in a phase where you're more internal. Were there any mentors or teachers or a different music, like artists that inspired you to keep going?
I think when I was introverted, it was kind of just like my online friends that I was making, just like thinking they were so cool and wanting to be like them, that kind of thing. I was really secretive about my music until I applied to college. I didn't even tell my parents I was like posting my music online or anything. Like I was applying to college, and I was like, I had to put my extracurriculars, but I didn't do anything.
Parents trying.
I was really a rebel.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was putting it on my Common App, which is like how you apply to most colleges, and I had to put my extracurriculars, but I didn't do anything except music. And my parents were like, "What are you gonna put?" And I was like, "Just turn around really quick." And I like started to write it down, and they were like, "What are you doing?" And then I had to tell them, and I was so
like they're gonna be like, "I'm not asking any questions about this secretive thing that you're doing for college."
My family's really independent, so they would have let me, but eventually I told them, and they were like, "Why were you hiding this? Like, why did you?" It was just funny. So eventually
you should have first messed with them and been like, "I'm actually an assassin."
Yeah. Actually, I have this really cool hobby I do after school.
But this was something else I wanted to bring up. So your family is all these like, in a great way, nerdy engineering, math, and science people. Yeah. And so you were also nervous about going in the music direction that you felt like I'm in like when I was going to college, all of my whole family was totally into like finance and sales and all these things, and I was just like, I really want to pursue theater. And but I was like such a like, now in this case though, you had music in those same people. These people had none of that. Like, it was
I can't even imagine that. It must be
I was
weird.
such a black sheep. It was so funny. But like, there's this pull to be like, well, maybe I'll just do that to make them happy. Their paint, whatever. It's like all these different aspects of pressure around wanting to be accepted or make your parents proud or whatever. Like, that's got to be a tough moment there for you to kind of navigate that, because you truly are feeling this pull in that direction, but you also want to, listen to their feedback on things.
Yeah, and I think I got like the best of both worlds almost, because I was applying to, music production. I applied to 2 colleges, one for music production and one for sound engineering, which are really different, but they still have aspects of like you know, both have aspects of science in them somehow. But I ended up going to the sound engineering program, and like my degree was fully an engineering degree. It was really hard. I'm really glad I have it. But I definitely like was super into the engineering at first for a couple years. And then near the end, when music started picking up, even though it was hard, like I did have the ability in my program to kind of step back and be like, okay, I think I'm going to go the music route. But because I had like maybe, I mean, I don't need to prove anything to my parents. They love me no matter what. But I felt like proud of myself because I was like, but guys, I still got the degree though. Like I still passed all these classes. Like, look at me. Like I feel like that was the perfect way for me to, maybe the only way I could have been doing music as my career now. Like proving to myself first that I could have done something in the sciences, maybe.
No, right. And I think you threaded the needle beautifully there by kind of combining the two, where it was like, I'm going to take this engineering world and kind of mix it. And then I got to think this has to be a great skill set and foundation for you to now make sure you achieve this when you're either in the studio or at a...
Yeah, no, it gives me so much good context for just, I don't know, just knowing what's going on.
And even speaking the language. You'll be like, hey, you need to do this or that, instead of somebody being like, it's a little too fuzzy.
No, exactly. You know, yeah, totally. And it's always like, I don't want to step on anybody's toes or anything, but I kind of like have to flex like, yeah, I went to school for sound engineering. Like, I'm not trying to like step on your toes, but I do. Like, we can talk our language. You know what I mean?
Right. No, that's so awesome. But no, that's very, very cool. And then, yeah, I heard that too. Like the senior year was tough because the music was starting to hit, and like it was social media alone has got to be exhausting responsibility to kind of keep content up and so on. Like for me, it's a hobby. So like whether it gets likes or doesn't, I'm just like, whatever, I'm just letting people know about the show. For you, it's a career and the beginnings of a very strong one. So it's like, it's obviously vital to kind of keep some of that stuff going.
Yeah, it was definitely, I mean, I loved doing it I kind of started doing social media my sophomore year. And then for about a year and a half, I was really on and just like, I felt like I was so locked into everything. And then school got hard because I needed to finish my minor, which was in software engineering.
Right. Yeah, junior and senior years are the hardest years. Yeah.
And we were going on tour, and I was missing classes, and I failed a class. I've never failed a class before. I was a really good student all of my life, like very nerdy. And it was just like, it was kind of interesting because it was taking these two parts of myself and figuring out like, you know, just because I'm doing bad in something doesn't mean I'm like not smart enough to do it, but I do need to prioritize right now. Like setting myself up after college. I want this degree, but I also need to commit some amount of time to music to make sure that I can do it after college.
Right.
And then also I completely dropped off of social media for like half a year my last semester because I just couldn't do it. So I'm really lucky that people stayed around because I totally went radio silent for a really long time.
Gotta go get this degree. And I'll be right back with some brand new music.
Literally, that's exactly what I did. And I'm very thankful it worked out because otherwise I wouldn't have my degree. So
Right. And then the music that's part of this album, though, you were writing then at that moment in time?
Yes, I was writing it. I think I wrote it all, except Girls on TV. I wrote it all my senior year, like within maybe half a year. Yeah, it was very interesting to write while going to school. And also like there's this kind of weird creative guilt that comes out of me sometimes where it's like, oh, I want to write the song right now, but I have to do this, like this thing that's actually like a tangible responsibility in my real life. And it's like, okay, but music kind of also is this responsibility. Like it's not just like a hobby anymore. Like, it's like kind of your job right now. It was this very weird, like push and pull of balancing that.
Yeah, I do. So I was going to actually even ask you about that. And I've never heard it worded that way, but I can totally see that being this creative guilt. That's a really interesting... I'm going to have to start asking other people about that. More what I typically ask is like, are you ever in a place where you can't possibly get the idea down? Like you might be in a lab and all of a sudden this great melody comes to mind or this hook lyric and like you can't take a moment to do it down. You're like, please let me remember this. Do you ever have a moment like that?
Totally. But I will say I'm usually a little selfish in those scenarios and I will pull out my phone and be like, na, 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 na. Like I have so many recordings of me walking through campus like, and then I saw her, and then like, and then just trying to get it down. But it gets lost in my phone. But it all helps to like push your motivation towards actually writing it, I feel like.
Sure, right. Yeah, just other people have been like they'll be working like an accountant job or
Oh
something
my
like
gosh,
that, but
yeah.
yeah, or a lawyer, like a paralegal, and all of a sudden they'll
Mhm.
be just typing, and this idea will come to them, and they'll have to like either run to their car or the stairwell, and like to your point, sing into the phone or whatever, and
Yeah.
then come back.
Yeah,
And so,
totally.
like cigarette breaks, they're taking like creative breaks. Like, hang on a minute, I gotta go write this down.
That's so funny. No,
I have
yeah,
to go
I feel
sing into
like
my phone.
I feel like in college, I was always taking classes with people that were also in my major, and like, I mean, everybody was like a different level of music versus engineering, but it
Sure.
was kind of like we were known as the music kids
hmm
because we weren't as knowledgeable, not as knowledgeable, but we weren't as engineering focused
Sure.
as these, because we were taking classes with kids that were mechanical engineering or biochem or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that,
yeah. I
and
think
they
that
would.
has probably has to do with they're a little bit more in like a theoretical world of like, let me
Mhm.
write down this formula and it means this, where you're in a much more real, like you're making it happen in real time right in front of you.
Yeah, and I feel like it actually comes across in, like, our personalities or something. Not to say that a biochem major can't be quirky or
Sure.
anything, but we would be like we would all sit together in class, and then the teachers would, like we would answer something really wrong, and they would just be like,
hmm
"Are you guys Mueys?" That was what our major was called. "Are you guys Mueys?" And we'd be like, "Yeah. Yeah, that's us. You found us." But it was funny because it gave us a little
You can
slack
spot a
too.
Mewey a mile away.
Yeah, it gave us a little slack in that, like, they would try to some of our professors would like I took microprocessors, and
hmm
that was like a very cool thing to have explained in a music context. Like he would explain it with like lighting and like I don't know, it was very nice to have professors like actually kind of try to apply that to our career paths in any way, because some people go on to be maintenance engineers, to be coding for their job full time, like so
Right.
it was really interesting. I liked being part of like a little weird group of like smart music kids.
And then you also did lighting design too, right, in
Mhm.
college? Yeah.
Wait, yeah, how did you know that? That's cool.
I just like I always say, the internet is undefeated. If I go
That's
looking for
awesome.
things, it's I find all sorts of fun.
I didn't even know that
So,
was,
yeah, what
okay.
were you doing with that? It's out there somewhere. I mean, I would love to say I make this stuff up, luckily, but I definitely picked it up in one of your interviews, or just a bio or something
Awesome.
like that. Yeah, but yeah, what were you doing, like for shows or for the theater productions? Like what was the lighting?
Yeah, I worked at the concert halls on campus. We had 2 when I started, and they built a 3rd one while, I worked there for, like, 3.5 years. So we would just get called in and sometimes it would be special, like, for the opera, you'd have, like, prep
Oh,
days and
cool.
tech days, but usually it would just be, like, you would go a few hours before the show, be like, "Hello, classical musicians. Hello, conductor. What would you like the lights to look like?" Or their TA would come up and work on it
hmm
with you. Very, like, 2 hours, maybe 1 hour working on it, and then showtime, and you just run everything, like,
Sure.
as it went. So it was really fun. I loved that job because you get to sit at the top, and you
Yep.
feel
Yep.
super
Yep.
cool, and it's like I take pictures for a while. I was really into it for a
hmm
really long time. And
Yeah.
it was fun to do that, like, while I was experimenting with music because I like the feeling of having done something at the end of the day, and
Sure.
actually working a job with, like, a boss and
Yep.
coworkers
hmm
really works well in my brain. So it
Sure.
was fun to have that while I was kind of exploring this weird, floaty, dreamy job that I do now.
No, I think too, it's there's always something to also like um, going and being a part of a production where you're completely behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Because like again, back to like what I was in theater, and like so normally on the stage as an actor, but then the program had made sure that you did other elements. So you had to do a show
Mhm.
where you were the part of the costumes, and you had to do a show where you were either lighting or
Yeah.
sound or whatever.
That's
And so you would go
awesome.
to those shows, and it's this whole other kind of like segment of the world where they don't know that you're an actor for these other productions. They just think you're just some knucklehead who needs 2 credits, running the light board or something like that. And
Yeah,
so
that's so
you're doing
cool.
that, and they're like, "Oh, and so you do this and that," and you just kind of like you're just so nicely just part of the production in
Mhm.
this other way. And
Mhm.
it really gives you an appreciation for that whole part of it. Like you can't pull off a show without every single person doing their job. It's so cool. So I think that's such
Totally.
an important thing that my favorite part about the program was that they made you go and do that, so that it
Mhm.
made you so much more humble when you went
Yes.
back to who you were before.
Oh, 100%. The opera theater would always they would help us with breakdown, and they would make sure like, it was just very clear, like, who was knowledgeable about how much time the crew was putting in, and that's why I love, like, at big shows, seeing people be like, and thank you to the crew. It's like, yes, thank you to the crew.
Right.
Like the crew, like everybody dressed in concert black. Like, I don't know, it just makes me feel so appreciative still. Like now when it's so weird to be playing shows and not be on the tech team or anything. Like,
Sure.
It's, I don't know, I want to lean over and be like, I get you. Like, I'm thinking of you. Like, thank you
That's
so
right,
much.
Yeah. Yes, I know I won't sound this good without you.
Yes, exactly. Not
Yeah,
near
no,
as
that's
good.
very cool. Well, let's play another song here. So, I'm gonna bring on the one you just put out the song and video for, like right before like the album dropped, was Daytona. So, anything you want to add to this, or I'll let it play for a little bit and we can bring it down and talk over the top. But anything you want to kind of set up for it?
Yeah, if you're watching the video, we asked people to send in like videos of their hometowns
neat.
and dancing around with their friends and their family. So it's actually a really cute video. We named it Daytona and Other Hometowns to kind of capture that universal feeling we were talking about.
Yeah, back to the universal
before.
point of it. Yeah, very cool. All right, so here, check out Daytona by Nep.
I wanna be famous, I wanna do something so people will know me and the city divorced. Daytona sucks now, didn't you notice that nothing is happening, that nobody's happy, that I'm not home. Tyler's in jail now. His mama asked me what she
When this came out the other day and I played it, because I'm trying to like prep for what songs to have on with while you're here, and that guitar riff hit, and I was like, "Holy shit, that's awesome!"
Wait, really?
Yeah,
Yay!
I
That's
loved
awesome.
it. I was just like, "Oh hell yeah!"
Oh,
So I was
thank
like,
you
"This
so
one's
much.
definitely coming on." I loved
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah. But yeah, no, like again, yet another like that very cool combo of like high production, but also still very DIY feel is like very cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I love just incorporating other people into this, I feel like. And I don't know, my whole brand is like this kind of lo-fi quality of
Sure.
of what I'm doing, and I love the way it looks, I love the way it feels.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So anything else in the underlying of this? Like, it's obviously about Daytona, but what else is it trying to communicate?
I think just like that there's more to something than you think. Like we were talking about before, when I was 17, it was such a big deal to hate driving around and to hate everything.
Right.
But even just, you know, in the context of all of these people sending in these videos, we got so many videos I didn't expect to. And
Right.
the fact that I can write a song about this hometown, or I was in this hometown for months after I graduated, just feeling so alone and just like, oh, I wish my friends were here. And then everybody sends in these videos and I'm like, well, wait, I have friends. Like I have people that care about it. It's just such a tangible thing. I love seeing this. Like it makes me feel so good.
And you nailed it right at the end of the video there too.
Yes.
I found these. I thought this would just be humorous. This is purely about Florida, and just meme type things. But this was Florida in 6 maps. I don't know if you've seen this before.
Oh my gosh! Wait, this is so funny.
So like, and again, this is really a visual, so apologies for the podcast, but you're gonna want to check this out. So like, the first one has. Right, see, she's laughing. This would be the litmus test on whether these are accurate.
Wait, I'm reading. Okay, first one.
Yeah.
Definitely. So I live, Daytona's right where that little nub is coming off near the middle of Florida.
Sure.
So weekends at the beach, yes. You can also go to Disney from where I'm from.
Right.
Gators. Da, 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 Gator,
Yeah.
right, da. I'm not really into sports. I don't know who to support. But also go kids.
Yep.
Subdivisions built on swamps. Yes. The land it's very interesting in Central Florida. I always say like Florida's divided into, it's like 3 different states, but it's all called Florida. So like the more north you get, the more southern it gets. And the more south you get, the less southern it gets.
Sure, no, I can believe that because so many people from like Long Island and New York and New Jersey move down there that it becomes very northern.
It's so interesting. Yeah. And then Central Florida is just like everything. There's like farms and there's people with country accents and there's people with Valley Girl accents and there's whatever my accent is. Like there's so much going on in
Right.
Central
Well, it's like
Florida.
that very last one where it does say that, like, it's either one big cattle ranch,
Yep.
one big sugarcane field, or one big golf course, which is
Yes,
just very
literally. And sometimes there's all three of them. Like
Yep.
it's just there's no there's it's all a mix in Florida. That's so funny. This is really funny.
Yeah. And I do love the fifth one where it just says, "Doesn't think Miami should represent the rest of Florida," and then the other one says, "Doesn't think the rest of Florida should represent Miami."
100% having
As
lived in Miami, it is barely Florida, you guys. Like
Yep.
it's a different world there.
Anyway, I just thought you would like that.
That's so funny. I love it.
But yeah, so back to the point about like you did release the storybook, which was these singles. People should check those out. Tonight we're featuring all the music more from this brand new release called Noelle, is the title of the album, and then a lot of these awesome songs. But the storybook stuff, anything else in there you would want to particularly highlight or navigate somebody to? Like, is there a certain track that people should maybe start with? The gateway song, as we like to call it.
The gateway song. That's really, I feel like A Big Brown Dog Named Bagel. That's one of my, I think that's my top streaming one. And that
Okay.
kind of just encapsulates it. It makes it all make sense, I feel like. My bad.
You were dancing around it, and then you just went.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I feel like that song is like, because the new record is a bit alty, like more rocky, more produced. And I know people, most of Storybook I produced, but some of the songs on Storybook I worked with the same producer, my best friend Jake, that I worked on this new album.
I was
with.
going to ask about him too. So let's
Yeah,
if you
perfect.
finish that, yeah. But if you want to roll over to him now, so Jake Sonderman had a lot to do with the current album,
Yes.
and then other stuff too. So yeah, but you guys met in college, is that right?
Yes, we met
Like on day one.
even before day one, because freshmen at the University of Miami, you have to go a week early for orientations and to move in and just get settled. And we had our MUI orientation,
There you go.
and
Back to the
we were
MUI.
both, it's like really small major. We were like 12, I think 13 people at the start, and everybody left after with their parents. And then me and Jake were there, and we were waiting, and we were like sitting there, and we were like, and then I wanted to see the mic closet in the studio. So then Jake was like, what are you doing here? And I was like, I want to see the mic closet. And he was like, I want to see the mic closet. So
Nice.
we were best friends ever since.
Right, yeah, it's bonded over microphone love, and
It's pretty amazing. Yeah.
but yeah. So what does he? So like sometimes it's accountability, sometimes it's inspiration. Like what is it that he kind of brings to the songwriting or the music generation?
Definitely, I think for this album, it was so different than the 4 tracks he worked on Storybooks. Because with Storybook, he was, producing for me and just like getting me comfortable with the idea of making music with another person. I've never really been good at that. I'm very stubborn and protective of my art. So kind of just being like, hey, trust me, like it's going to be good. And then they were good. So then with the album, I was like, I really like want our brains to kind of come together on this. And I write the words and I come to him with the chords, but Jake has he has a rock background. He has a jazz background.
Sure.
Like I can show him a chord and he'll revoice it and it'll be like, and it's so beautiful. I can just be like, I want it more tinkly. And he's like, okay, I got you. Like, it's so interesting just working with someone with this giant vocabulary of music in their head. He really translates that for me. And that makes him a co-writer on these songs because of the structure, the melody or anything. Like,
Yep.
it's totally our brains coming together on this whole album.
What was the song? I think this is a story I read. Forgive me if I don't get this right, but you came in the morning and he was like, okay, forgive me, but I totally messed with this song overnight.
Yeah.
And which one was that one?
That one was Scar. So like
Scar,
the
that's what I
breakdown
thought,
at the end of Scar, it goes basically like, I mean, the genre police will come for me, but like it goes like kind of shoegazy at the end, I would say. And it wasn't like that. Like
we're genre defiant on this show. We say it in the opening. Yeah.
Amazing. I'm so glad. But yeah, the whole song, when I brought it to him, it was really slow and it was sad. It was like Max and Ruby. And he was like, okay, we're going to speed it up. We're going to make it a little rocky. And I was like, okay. So we produced the first half. And then, 2 a.m., he was like, come over tomorrow. I need to show you something, but I need to show you in person so I can explain it to you. And I was like, okay.
And so that you don't kill me.
Yes, literally. Yeah, he was like, just trust me. Just trust me, bro. Just trust me. He showed it to me.
Awesome.
And I never would have had that idea myself. I never would have pushed myself to sing like that. But it was just such a good idea. It was such a good idea. And it's like my favorite song on the record now,
That's so cool. It is a great song. But I just wanted to kind of like shout out to Jake and such Jake. Because there we go. moving into, so when did you know this album that you now released was like a thing? Like where like, I got to think there's some sort of like, because I'm pretty sure you started to try and create a through line with the lyrics, with the sound, where there was some continuity through each track, and there's sequencing where this track is definitely number 3 or whatever.
Totally.
But where did it hit you that you were like on to something and you're like, okay, now I need 4 more songs or 2 more songs or whatever?
Very like, I don't know if this is, there's no way that like you're supposed to make music, but I kind of decided I wanted to write an album before I wrote anything. I think I had
No,
written
that's great. Yeah.
maybe one song, and it was Noelle, but it used to be way different. And I was actually in LA over the summer not a few years ago, last summer. And I was writing and I was like, wow, this is really cool. I wonder what I should do for my next project. And I was like, well, that'd be cool. And I kind of figured out the name, and I had like 2 songs going for it.
Got it.
And with that idea at the start, I feel like that's what made it so cohesive in my head, was like, oh, I'm gonna write this song. And then naturally, as I'm writing songs like in the same week or in the same month,
right.
I was just pulling lyrics from like every song, and I was like, that would be cool. Ooh, that would be cool. Like, it was really fun for me because I've never gotten to do that before.
Sure, right. And I think too, like the more, this is going to be the kind of thing where I'm not there yet, but I bet you the more you listen to it, you're going to suddenly be like, wait, that connects back to this. Yeah, right.
I hope so.
But that's again, that's like the I think pop music can sometimes get like this negative stigma around like, oh, it's just this sugary poppy stuff that, you know, you can't help but like. But pop sensibility is different in that it just means that it's got this way to kind of hook you in, and then it just still has extreme talent and brilliance to it, especially when there's connectivity between the whole thing. So like there's that element to this where I think the more people listen to it, it's really going to open up. And again, I need to keep listening to it so I can make some of these connections myself.
Oh, it's so sweet. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm a big pop music fan.
Yeah.
I'm sure I was a folk music purist at one point. Like, I really loved writing like folk that was very, you know, not hooky and not rhymey for a really long time. And I still love not rhyming, but pop music is popular for a reason. Like, it's
Sure.
It can be some of, I don't know. I like the idea of, not to make a pun, but of writing like the soundtrack to certain things. And
Sure.
I think that's what I was thinking with a lot of this album, was like, ooh, what would I, you know, I'm going through this thing right now. What would I want to hear in this moment that would,
Oh, that's great.
Make me feel better?
Yeah. It's a tough time. But I think that's why you're a storyteller too. Like there is some pop music where it's just the sound is hooky.
Right.
And then I've got even a hook lyric. But if you're based in folk, then you're going to create this new type of music that you're creating now, but it's always still going to want to tell a story. And I think that's going to set you apart from a lot of other people.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love words. That's my downfall sometimes with songwriting, is I'm like, this shouldn't have this many words in it, man. This is too many words.
Or not the right one.
Yeah,
then you agonize
exactly.
over that. Meanwhile, it's a killer song, and you're just worrying about, you know, it's 3 syllables. It needs to be 4.
No, exactly. Yeah, you do the thing where you're like, and da 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 da, and you put a random word in there, and then sometimes it sticks into the actual
You're
song.
like, now I can't sing it any other way.
Exactly.
I need an A vowel, not an O vowel.
So many of that, in this album.
Oh, that's awesome. But cool. Well, so you had mentioned you could play one of the tracks off the album.
Totally. Should I get my guitar
Let's
off
get
the
the
floor?
axe going. I'm going to come off the screen so you can have the full screen of it all.
Amazing.
And then anything you want to do to intro the song, have at it, and let her rip.
Okay, totally. I don't think I've ever played this song by myself with guitar like live before, so this is a good first time. I'm a little nervous. This is a song called Florida Girl, and it's about being a girl from Florida. I was just a girl. She was batshit crazy and loved it. Teenagers are mean. People didn't like me. Now people kinda hate me. I was dumb, I was crazy. I was in some drama on the daily. Freshman year, I was young. She fell in love with a dummy from the boonies. Crashed my goddamn truck. You aren't country, you're from the city. He could lie like bed sheets, like a rookie, lied like a bucket. He was empty. Bothers my friends like it's a fetish. Apple of his eye, crunch my core, ruined my life for a year. then life got better. Big old trucks, Christmas, Daytona, red boots, cracked teeth. I'm home again and you were never close to my whole world. You can never break a Florida girl. So what the damage is done? What's wrong with having some fun? Takes one to know one, so I'm gonna be the bitch this time. So what the damage is done? What's wrong with having some fun? Takes one to know one, so I'm gonna be the bitch this time. So what the damage is done? What's wrong with having some fun? Takes one to know one, so I'm gonna be the bitch this time. So what the damage is done? What's wrong with having some fun? Takes one to know one, so I'm gonna be the bitch this time. Never gonna be the girl that you like. Bothers my friends like it's a fetish. Apple of his eye, crunch my core, ruined my life for a year. Then life got better. Big old chucks, Christmas, Daytona, bright red boots, cracked teeth. I'm home again and you were never close to my whole world. You can never break a Florida girl. You can't break us, y'all. That's Florida girl. Woo, for the first time. Thank you so much.
That's awesome. And I do love the little giggles that were in there at different
Oh,
times.
I was laughing at myself. I was like, oh, this song is actually kind of hard to sing. It was a good practice run, honestly.
There we go. There we go. Well, thank you so much for doing that. We love that. And then also these unique, different versions.
Yeah.
For a brief moment here, I'm going to bring in the because the video kicks ass too. So let's bring in
you.
Florida Girl, the recorded version, because this is like a stadium level banger.
Thank you.
So to now have an acoustic, like sweet folky version of it,
Yeah.
balanced with this other thing of what you will catch when you go stream it, or let's also say this: go buy it from.
Oh, thank you. That's
Buy
so
it from
nice.
NEP. That's the way we can support the artists. But here, take a listen to Florida Girl, studio recording by NEP.
I was just a girl.
She was bad, shit, crazy, and loved it.
Teenagers are mean.
People didn't like me, now people gotta hate me.
I was dumb, I was crazy. I was in some drama on the daily. Freshman year, I was young.
She fell in love with the dummy from the movie.
Crashed my goddamn truck.
You aren't country, you're from the side!
He could lie like bed sheets. Like a rug, he lied like a bucket, he was empty. Follows my friends
Like it's a fetish.
apple of his eye, crunched my core, ruined my life for a year, then life got better. Big old trucks, Christmas, Daytona, bright red boots, cracked teeth. I'm home again, you were never close to my whole world. You can never break a Florida girl.
We need to get to that Florida Girl scream so that people can get the full. So also, tell us a little bit about the video. I mean, it's like almost like a demo rally kind of going on.
It was, yeah. It was at the Paris Auto Speedway. They let us run around their track while there was a derby actually going on. And I'm not driving the cars. I would like to clarify. I wish.
Spoiler alert: not driving, and also not in Florida.
crazy.
But we
Yeah.
won't.
Well,
We're not going to ruin the fourth
speedway.
wall.
Yeah, there is a speedway in Daytona, but it's the NASCAR speedway, so I don't think I could have done it there. But yeah, these people were so amazing.
Probably not.
And it was just so fun to run around. I feel like
Oh my
it
God,
was
the vibe of this is so perfect.
Thank you. I feel like it was just really indicative of like the song. Like I'm running around in front of like 200 people in these bleachers who maybe they like me, maybe they don't. I'm filming a music video. Hi, thank you for having me. Like, this
Thank you for letting me interrupt this.
Yeah, it really pulled me out of my comfort zone. It was so
great.
fun, and
Great.
I was very nervous, and I just love watching it back because I was like, wow, I did that.
Totally. Oh, it's so good.
Thank you. Yeah, no,
Absolutely.
it was amazing. Favorite music video experience.
Oh, that's so fun. So let's do a little bit of promo here. Let's bring up your site.
For sure.
So we can bring this up. We're going to talk about the super high fashion of the cover of the album because it's going to correlate to the last track. We're going to play "Girls on TV." So let's everyone kind of bookmark this image in your brain because we're gonna chat about it in a second. But let's promote this. Like you've got three tour dates coming up next week, right?
Yeah, we're starting.
Yeah. So November 4th, LA, Boston, and then November 9th, New York City.
Woo! Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. We're playing the whole album, the new album, and then of course the classics from Nep Storybook and all the singles. So yeah, I hope people like it. I'm so excited to play live again. I love playing live. Again, it's just like that tangible thing of seeing people.
Absolutely. And the immediate response of the audience and how they connected. Did I hear from another when you play Florida Girl, people will yell the parts that are like the yelling
You
parts?
are really tapped into my idea. This is awesome. Yes, I don't know where I posted. I think I commented that somewhere, but I really hope that people like yell it back. I'm hoping because Florida Girl was the most like successful single off of the rollout.
Sure.
Like people will be like, "A dummy from the boonies." Like I'm so
Well, even just to yell the Florida Girl
Yes,
part is
yeah.
like that would be so
Beautiful.
amazing.
And I love a crowd engagement moment with Cottontail, one of the earlier singles from Nep Storybook. There's like this sing-along part where the crowd keeps singing while I'm singing the next part. And I think I want to do that with the Florida Girl Bridge where it's like, so what?
Sure.
I was thinking about that in my head as I was playing. Actually, I was like, this would be cool live.
That's exactly right. And then here's the shop. This is what we were talking about.
Yeah.
You got to I think this will jump to a new tab. So let me share this and said, here's the
New merch.
So you got your vinyl, you got your CDs, the T-shirts. This is what we always talk about. Like this is streaming doesn't net you more than a couple of nickels.
Yeah.
The tickets to a show, buying them early, and then also buying merch direct from the artist. These are the only ways that can really generate some tangible income, or if like there's like a Patreon or those kinds of things. That stuff is doable.
You guys are so great for talking about that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it so much.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I mean that's what this is about: is find these artists and then support them so they can keep coming out with more
Thank you. Yeah.
But yeah, so tell us a little bit about the amazing, like this must have been so fun to play around with the high fashion of what the album cover is, and then also what went into the video for Girls on TV. Then what we'll do is we'll say a goodbye, and then we're going to play that after the credits, the actual video to that. But tell us about how that kind of all came together.
Yeah, super interesting because, like I said, I thought about the album concept first, and that included, the album cover. And I remember laying on the floor, like, I want it to be like a bunch of bodies laying on each other. And we kind of thought of like the tattoo motifs early. And it was like, I photoshopped like me laying against myself and a bunch of bodies.
Right.
And I was like, I sent to my creative director. I was like, can we do this? And she was like, probably.
Yeah.
So it was really fun because I've never done something with like high quality pictures before. I was very DIY before this album. I drew the cover of Nep Storybook on my iPad. Like I love doing that stuff, but it was really fun.
Sure. Well, again, when you're a creative, you're like,
yeah, I would totally do that stuff again. But it was so fun to, the team's like, well, do you want to do a music video for it? And I was like, okay, like, sure. I don't know, I guess. Yeah, that's super cool. And we went like,
right.
I think it was in Topanga. I might be making it up, but I think we were in Topanga and we shot at this really cool farm. And this was in like a random room in a random abandoned house. And I don't know, it was just cool to see people like models showing up to help us get that shot. And
Right.
gosh.
Yeah, it's all these like awesome outfit. Like again, that's why people want to stick around because it is my favorite song on the album, and then also the aesthetic is just so like pretty. Like it's like these like the hair and the outfits and the people. Like it's just very, very cool. So I just think people want to check that full thing out. And it's neat too because like you can tell it is a little bit of a B-roll of sorts. Like the major reason why you're there is the photo shoot for the album. But they were like, well, hell, let's just capture this for the video as well. And I think that's kind of like a very neat part about it. It almost makes you feel like you were there. Like you were like hanging out a little bit off to the side, checking out this photo shoot.
Yeah, I think some of the shots are like from little GoPros or little camcorders. Like it was very fun, especially for like a first experience. I feel like if my first experience was giant cameras and people, I don't even know what it's called, the stabilizers that people wear. Like
right. Yeah, that like gear that they're strapped into.
It would have been a little like Oh, I'm not sure.
Intimidating and invasive.
Yeah, it was a
Absolutely.
really good transition from being totally DIY to having all this stuff happen. Like we were shooting outside, we were, making sure everybody was comfortable. It was really cool. Yeah, and then like you said the hair and stuff.
Yep.
I remember like the week before I flew to LA for that because I was still in school. I was like, guys, I cut micro bangs, by the way. And they were like, really? And I was like,
They were probably like, holy crap, I can't believe you did that. I just knocked a picture off the wall.
yeah, they were like, wow, looks so good. And I was like, just so you know, that's the new aesthetic. And they were like, okay. So
Well, we can work with whatever. They're like geniuses.
yeah,
so, like,
exactly. Like
that's
it
fantastic.
keeps that like indie feel, I think, of us just and maybe me keeping people on their toes, people keeping me on my toes, just being
Right.
super adaptable and I don't know, just kind of translating this weird photoshopped image I had into something that was maybe a little more polished, which I'm not very used to. Yeah,
Sure.
it was super cool.
That is true. That, compared to the other ones where it was this like DIY feel, this one definitely has that more polished feel. Still has that, again, behind the scenes kind of act to it, but the aesthetic of everything is super polished, but in a very, very cool way. So that's why I think people are going to want to check that out. And then the song is great too. So anything you want to share about the song, the Girls on TV track?
That's one of the songs. So we kind of kept this Nep storybook vibe of putting random songs together. Girls on TV. Okay, this is like insider information. I actually wrote this song.
Nice,
I
let's
actually
do it.
wrote this song.
Here, I'll lean in.
Yeah, when I was 17 before I went to college. But I say this is insider information because I made a TikTok story time. Like I make these fake story times sometimes. And it's known that I do this. I just didn't expect people to actually believe it this time. I made like a fake story time about being in college and writing about a girl in college. But no, I was 17. So this song is an old song. I wanted to sound like the Smiths. I was like, I really want to write a song like the
very
Smiths.
cool.
So I wrote
Yeah.
Girls on TV. And it's been through so many versions and how it got like that vocal sample at the beginning that Jake produced the song. He was like, he's the reason it's on the album. He's the reason it opens our set most times we play because he really likes the song. And he was like, send me the demo you have of that when we were like 20. And I was like, oh, fine. Like, sure, I'll send it to you. And he added so much stuff to it. And he sent it back and I was like, okay, fine. That's pretty cool. Like, yeah, that's pretty cool. And then
Right. We'll keep it.
Yeah, literally. And then we played it. We opened for Ricky Montgomery and we played it on that tour. And I just feel like it had a really good reception and just general good opening to the album with the heavy bass and the bridge. Like I'd never really written a cool bridge before. And it was just like a really good intro to all of this new stuff I was trying.
Awesome. All right. I won't tell anybody.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just between us. But cool. Well, Nep, thank you so much for coming on the show, for sharing all these wonderful stories, for this incredible music you've got out there, and can't wait for more and more people to check it out. You've got these 3 shows happening next week. More touring after
More
that?
to come. I think we're gonna tell people soon. So keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah, follow it. So this is funny. The website is Nep. So you got 3 Neps going on there. The social media on Instagram is Snotty Nep. There's probably a story there too, but we'll have you back for episode 2. And then what's the other? Is there any other, like, there's just there's playful name changes that go on here.
Yeah,
But,
I should probably be Snotty Nep on all social medias and then just Nep on music streaming platforms.
Got it. Yep, and we'll link to things in the show notes so people can find it real easy. But congratulations on all this stuff. Safe travels on the tour, and can't wait to kind of check out a live show down the road. Hope you come to this area, either Bethlehem or Philly or something nearby.
100% we'll be there.
Awesome. Well, thank you again.
Thank you.
So there you have Nep. Hope you're enjoying all the different tracks. Such a fun conversation and great stories behind there. And make sure you keep that to yourself, that the song was written when she was 17. That's just for us. That's not for anybody else. But that track that we were talking about, Girls on TV, is going to happen after the credits. So stick around for that. And like we said, amazing aesthetic to the vibe of the actual shoot. And then the track is my favorite. So stick around for that.
All right, Phil, let's say goodbye to everybody.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Your Next Favorite Band. We'd like to sincerely thank Nep for joining us here, for performing live. What an incredible performance there of Florida Girl, and then hope you enjoyed the balance of what it sounded like when it was the studio recording. That was super fun. Lots of other great tracks there and some awesome stories that came along with it. Like we just said, there'll be links in the show notes to the social media, the Bandcamp, the website, and like we've been saying too, definitely buy straight from the artist and support them in ways that would give them revenue straight to them. A lot of tough ways for them to make sure that they're able to keep doing what they're doing, but you got to support them if you like their music so they can keep creating more. As always, our hope here is to bring you your next favorite band. If you tuned in tonight because you already knew Nep, thank you so much. We hope you like what you heard and what you saw, that you would want to give us a subscribe, a like, and a follow so that we can bring you your next favorite band in a coming week. Or perhaps your next favorite band might already be out there. NextFaveBand.com and our YouTube channel at NextFaveBand has all of our prior episodes. So it might be sitting there waiting for you. If you want some help kind of navigating that, drop us a note. We can just kind of help curate that, either give you some suggestions based on your favorite genres, or just some of our favorite episodes, or maybe just a random plug of some sort of episode out there, but lots of great ones, and hopefully we can help you find that next favorite band, and I think it was Nep this evening. Stick around for that one last song. Hope to see you at a live show soon. And here is Girls on TV by Nep.
Through your window last night, girls on TV make me poor job of communication, but you belong on the TV screens. Next to Doris Day, next to LAPD. Summer girls don't stay. Tight jeans, tight. I was watching you through your window